Hi, my name is Dan Cermak. I'm the Vice President of Product Development at Volition, and I'm here to talk about sRow, which is our upcoming open world action game for the Xbox 360. It's an open world game in which the player starts as a low-level gangster, and he basically, his gang's getting his butt kicked by 3 other gangs in the city, and you have to basically take over the city block by defeating the other gangs or doing activities in the world that allow you to gain respect for your gang. And as your gang gains respect, you go up in rank in the gang, and your gang spreads out over the neighborhoods. So you can actually conquer neighborhood after neighborhood. In the end, you got to take them all over. And we tried to focus on what you're doing at the time, allowing the player a little more freedom to. It's really about, you know, we feel it's next game gameplay. The idea that the player gets to do what he wants, where he wants, and it actually matters toward the end game. So you run around the city and you shoot other gang members, that actually matters toward the end game. If you decide you like street racing and you want to race in the streets, great, it'll actually help you take over a neighborhood. It's all tied to the concept of let the player go where he wants, do what he wants, and have that matter in the game. We have different things that you can do, almost mini games, throughout the city, and they're spread out throughout each neighborhood, and as you complete them, they give you respect and they give you money, which you can then obviously turn around to spend on clothes and cars and things, which you have to spend on clothes and cars and things, because if you don't, the gang members and everyone else gives you grief. The concept is that you have to represent for your gang, so you're constantly upgrading your clothes and your car. It's just expected. But the activities include things like pimping and hitman. We have street racing. There's all kinds of different racing styles, from demolition derby to combat car racing to just straight street racing. So there's just, like I said, there's 13 plus activities, but they're layered. So there's at least 8 layers in the activities. And what can happen is very interesting. An activity, you do it and it will change in the next layer up. But also we have complications that can happen. So you might be trying to find say for pimping, go steal a hose from another gang. And when you're doing that, you get there and you might find that the hoe's been arrested and you have to get her from the cops. So you got to take the cops on to get that hoe and get her back. Things like that can happen throughout the game, and it just complete surprises. So it really adds a whole mix to it. I think that the other thing to talk about is the system we have with pedestrians. It's this 35,000 lines of dialogue just to allow you to be immersed in a world that feels much more alive. I think that's another part of really that next-gen gameplay, is trying to put you in a world and make it feel as real as possible. So we have a lot of that going on as well. Since this is gangs and districts, there's a gang notoriety in each one. So if you go into one area, it's one gang, they'll know you. If you cause trouble in there, they'll know you and they'll be after you. But if you leave that and go to a different gang, it changes completely. That gang doesn't know you, your notoriety drops off. So you can cause trouble over there. You can even get gangs fighting each other. You can get the cops fighting gangs while you're standing there watching. There's all kinds of things that you can do like that. You can also, we have a notoriety with the police that's everywhere in the city, but we have ways around it. So we have this awesome character creation system where you can literally change everything about yourself. In game, if you want, and you get in trouble, you can run to the plastic surgeon, get your face changed, get your look changed, and walk out and your notoriety will go away. Also, we have drive-up confessionals in case you get in big trouble. You can just drive in and it'll drop. So there's different ways, because that's one thing that can be a real annoyance. You got to wait this real long time for notoriety to go down. Well, there's ways in the game to give it a boost. We have up to 12 players can play 8 to 12. The idea is 6 different modes, and it's all tied to the subject of the game. So you can have co-op in the game. It's the ability to have gang versus gang as well. We have at least 12 levels to start with, and of course there'll be downloadable content to add more levels to that. But the concept is that when you get into online, you actually can bring your character over, and then that character will persistently be tracked. So as you play and you get good at playing online, you get rewarded. You get rewarded just for playing, and then you get rewarded for winning. So you'll get money to spend in the online store, and as you spend that money, you can actually take your character and really bling him out, just really dress him up, and everyone will know how much and how good you are just by how you look, because you can really take him to extremes with things that nobody else can buy unless you have the money. Thanks for letting me speak to you about sRow. We're really proud of what we've done with it and where it's going, and it will be available in the spring of '06. Thanks.